Hey everyone. I guess there's really no need for me to tell you who I am. Anybody who's watching this should already know who I am. So, I never thought that I would be on here addressing all this mess again. You know, I've uh, I've taken a lot of time away from YouTube. I've stayed away from everything, everybody. Trying to just kind of make sense of the whole thing and trying to try to see where I went wrong and, where everybody else went wrong. And, you know, I just came to the conclusion that people are just people and they are going to talk and they're going to do what they want to do. And the only person I'm accountable for is myself. And so, what I have to say today, I mean, I never thought I would have to say this, not to this person anyway, but, here goes. Miko Floyd Taylor, I'm just so disappointed in you. I held you in a higher regard than what you're showing right now at this point, and it's really disappointing. You know, you're doing exactly what you said that what we all promised to each other that we would not do if our friendship ended or if we parted ways, that we would not go onto YouTube and try to destroy the other one's reputation or try to degrade the other person. And that's exactly what you're doing. And why? Why exactly? What did any of us three do to you? Nothing. I mean, what did King James do to you? Nothing. So I don't understand where all this animosity comes from. And really, honestly, it's not for me to understand. You know, I worried my brain about what happened months ago to the point where it made me sick, where it made me physically sick, where it made me mentally sick. And, you know, so this little stuff that you're doing is nothing compared to that. I mean, but for you to go behind my back and talk about me the way you were to all people, Karen King, she doesn't even think I exist. So why would you even bring me up? That's what I don't understand. And I certainly didn't hear her ask you anything about me. But yet you volunteered all this information. You volunteered all these lies. You know, you talked about me being evicted or, well, let me, oh, I'm not sure what really happened. Isn't that what you said or whatever? But you insinuated that I had been evicted, which you know that that's a damn lie. So what had happened, people, because I know that all of you believe that, oh, yeah, she got evicted. Oh, yeah, 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 she's a dope fiend and all this, yeah. Because every one of you, every single one of you is so eager to know or to believe the worst in a person. Why do y'all do that? I don't know. I can't I can't answer that. That's something that y'all have to look inside yourselves and try to understand how you jump on the bandwagon with the first person that says anything negative about anyone. Oh yeah, y'all agree wholeheartedly. Oh yeah, she's a bitch. Oh yeah, she's a crackhead. Oh yeah, she's a dope fiend. Without even confronting the person, y'all just jump on with the person who says it, and just grab on to the nuts and just hang on for dear life. And it's ridiculous that you all don't have a thought of your own, or the moral compass to even ask. No one asked me anything ever during that whole time. No one came to me and asked me a single thing. You all just jumped on and just started degrading me and just belittling me, and to y'all maybe that was funny, maybe that was entertainment, but to me it wasn't. And but in the long run, I don't have to answer to that. Y'all do. So, whatever makes y'all's boats float, and, whatever makes y'all happy, whether it's true or not, y'all want to jump on it and just ride it till the wheels fall off, then, hey, better luck to you all. But Miko, of all people, trying to say that we weren't good friends to you, that we were never good friends to you, that we were never on your side, that we never took up for you, that we never uh, stood behind you. Are you out of your mind right now? Let's take a walk back into this stuff that happened months ago, which I really don't want to do, but I have to because it helps to prove the point. So, when all this stuff happened, I was nowhere around when that live with Donna King and Liz and Miko and all that stuff happened. I was nowhere around. But yet it seems that I got the worst end of the whole deal. You know, and I still wonder why. Why I had nothing to do with that. So why was I the one who was targeted and and talked about and scrutinized and humiliated on this platform? I always wondered that. You know, it's taken me a long time to even be able to talk about this. So, just bear with me, everybody. I'm getting to you, Miko. I'm getting to you. But for right at this moment, I just have to go back in time just so I can show how all this falls into place. So, my my part in it was, I guess, because I didn't call Lovely or send her a message and let her know that I was okay. But Lovely, in all honesty, and if you're honest with yourself, you really never gave a damn about me sending you messages or participating or in our chat or anything, because half the time my messages were too long for you to read. Remember, you yourself said I don't read all that; it's too long. So you really never acknowledged me in that chat. I mean, so why would I think that you cared so much? I mean, I help me understand that, because I really didn't feel the love from you, or that you really would have cared if I was in the chat or not. There were days that I would never even showed up and I never saw any reaction, So, I mean, I apologize if I'm wrong that about the way I'm feeling, that you never really cared. But I mean, that's how I viewed things. So if I did offend you by not reaching out to you or not calling you or whatever it was, I apologize. But if I didn't call anybody. The only person I talked to was Liz, and that's the only person. And then the next Monday, after all that happened, then that's when I went to leave you a message on your fan page and I was blocked. So I said, okay, so that's the game that we're going to play now. So I went over to Karen King's comment area, and I let her know that I thought that it was admirable, and I thanked her that that she tried to work all this stuff out, that she allowed Liz to come up on her channel and so forth and so on. And I don't think there was anything wrong with that. I've never known of anyone being treated poorly for thanking someone for doing something that was good. I've never seen that before, but I've seen it now, and so then that's where it all started. It was just like all of a sudden I was the target. Even though I was nowhere on that panel, I was nowhere in that chat, I was nowhere to be seen or found in that whole weekend, but yet somehow I was the one who was targeted the most. Where does that make sense? Okay, and then this is where, Miko, you come in, because the next thing I listen to is Lovely tearing you apart, talking about how the headstones are $40 and what did you do with the money, and I gave you that money for this and I gave you that money for that, and give me the money back. And I mean, it was just ridiculous. I mean, first of all, I went to your defense. So how dare you talk about that I or no one else stood up for you? If anybody stood up for you, Miko, I did. And because of that live that we did, me defending you against the things that Lovely was saying, that's when Lavender came out. And after Lavender came out, then that was all it took. I was the laughing stock. I was the target for everyone in Lovely's chat and other people's chats, by Lovely herself, by everyone. I was the target. And yes, people, I do suffer from dissociation disorder. If you want to know more about that, ask me, and I will be glad to tell you about it. And yes, some people do know when that other person is coming out. Some people don't. Some people know how to control it. Some people don't. So if you want to know more about that, look it up. It's in any medical book. It's on Google. Look it up and find out for yourself, or just ask me, which you could have very well done to begin with. Just ask me about it, and I will be glad to tell you about it. But to just jump on the bandwagon and just talk about how I'm crazy and I'm insane and what was the best one? Let's throw some holy water on her. That was really really nice, and you know who said that, and that was real nice. That just shows you're a real that was I'm not even anyway. So because of defending you, I got targeted. So how dare you fix your mouth to say that no one stood up for you? And you yourself talk about how I stayed up until 6, 7 o'clock in the morning defending you against every single comment on Mr. Sotomayor's page after he tore you apart. I stayed up and commented in your defense to every comment that was left on that page, on that channel, on that live, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't defend you. Nobody defended you, huh, Miko? You know, what this all boils down to is that you're being a spoiled ass brat. And it's time to grow up. You're not a kid anymore. And that little spoiled tantrum routine doesn't work. Okay? It doesn't work with me anyway. As you obviously know, because you went and you talked about me, about stuff that wasn't even true, lies, to all people Karen King, who doesn't believe I exist. So what was the point of even talking to her about me? I don't understand that. But yet you did. And you got recorded and caught doing it. And then she plays it, and then you want to get an attitude and be mad at me. For what? For what reason are you mad at me, Miko? You're mad at me because you got caught talking behind my back? Is that it? And then you want to come up with this lame excuse about how I told Alice told me, or somebody told something about something. Miko, I have always been right in your face honest with you. Anything I felt about you, I told you. And you know that. Every time I had something to say, I say, Miko, you're not going to like this, but I'm going to tell you anyway because I am your friend, and I'm going to let you know. And you tell me if I'm lying. And you can't, if you say I am lying, wow, then you aren't any part of a person that I thought you were. And so, and you know what's even worse, saying that Liz wasn't your friend. You know, I'm not going to even go into that part of what a friend she really was to you, because you yourself know. You know what I'm talking about, but that's not for me to talk. That's not for me to say. So, but for you to say that Liz was not your friend, a woman, are you crazy? Have you lost all of your freaking mind? If there was anybody in this whole group, including Lovely and King James and all of us that at one time were friends, if anybody was trustworthy and the best friend ever, it would be Liz. She has never changed her views. She's never changed her personality. She's never changed her opinions or or anything. She's always been Liz, straight up, honest. And so for you to say that she wasn't your friend, I mean, that right there just blew me. Like how I used Monifa's word and all that. Y'all blew me. You blew me, Miko. I mean, damn, girl. And then Alice, poor Alice. Alice didn't do anything but come into our circle. From the time she came in, you hated her. Oh, you accepted her. You're like, oh yeah, I don't have a problem with her. I don't have a problem with her. But what, 2 days later, you were down her throat. And why was that? Because she was talking to King James, because King James said hi to her. I mean, I don't get it. Why was that? Why did you not like her? I said that it was going to take me a minute to get to know her, and which she knows that, and everybody else knows that. That's what I said. But as far as just not liking someone just because they don't like someone, that's ridiculous. And I mean, you just should have said that from the beginning. No, I don't like her, and I'm not gonna like her, and that would have been the end of it, you know. And so, and so, that that's just ridiculous for you to even act that way towards her, because I don't. I mean, I've never seen people act this way. I true enough, I've never had a lot of female friends. I mean, truth be told, I've never had a lot of friends, and this is why. Because I mean, I've seen people go through things like this. I've seen people fall in and out of friendships, and it destroys people. I mean, it really hurts people's hearts and their minds and their physically. I mean, people, if you're not really into having friends, then don't do it. I mean, don't tell people that they're your friend, or don't call them your friend. Use the acquaintance word. That would be more appropriate, rather than calling a person a friend. Because when you call me your friend and I call you my friend, that's what I mean. I don't mean that I'm your friend today but not tomorrow. That's not how I work. And so, you know, all this fake ass friendship that goes on these YouTube streets, I'm not with that. I've fell for it. I've been through the ringer for it. I've been humiliated for it. My whole life story, my whole medical history, my whole relationship history has been aired out for all of YouTube to see. And so just be careful of who you call your friends and who you support. And hopefully things won't be like they were for me for you. I hope not. Because that was a very sad, devastating time for me. And you know, Miko, I'm at a loss right now. I just don't even know what to think. I don't even know what to think about why you are even doing this. Why you even, I mean, if you wanted to part ways, that's fine. I believe that you thought that you were going to hook up with Donna, and that you two were going to be like besties and rule the world. I believe that that's what you believed. And when she didn't go for it, it was too late, because you had already talked about me. So, it just kind of backfired on you. And you should have known better than to trust Karen King. I mean, really? I mean, you had no idea that she was going to record all this, all that you said, and all that you confided in her. I mean, come on now, Miko, you had to have known better than that. But maybe not. I don't know. But the point I'm getting to is, why are you insinuating that one of us three is I am who I am? I don't even know who that is. I've never even heard of that person. From what I understand, I am who I am has had several different names, several different pictures, I don't know. I don't even remember seeing that person ever. But like everybody knows, I don't pay attention to this stuff anymore. I don't listen to Karen. I don't listen to Lovely. I don't listen to whoever. I don't. When I got drugged through the streets, I learned my lesson, and I'm not with it anymore. You know, and but and Miko, this will be the last time I address you on here, because first of all, I said that I wouldn't do this, but that was before you came out and said that we weren't your friends. And I don't really even care about myself, because after what Lovely did, there's nothing that anybody else can do to me that will shock me, that will hurt me more than what she did months ago. So you saying that I'm not your friend, oh well. But for you to say that Liz isn't your friend, that is what pissed me off. And for you to talk about Alice and then the three snakes, what was that about, Miko? Oh, yeah, let's don't forget about the idea about the YouTube Chronicles. Really, Miko? Whose idea was that, Miko? And who actually started the YouTube book, which I have already started, and I see I'm going to have to put a copyright on it, because obviously you're trying to steal my idea. But that's okay. And then Lovely, you really thought that Lovely was going to write a book with you? Come on now. Lovely doesn't want anything to do with you. but yet you're going to ask her to write a book with you, a book that you and I were supposed to write together. But obviously, that's never going to happen. So, you continue on trying to steal my idea. Go ahead. It's all right. Because, I mean, you finishing the book will probably never happen. Me finishing the book, it might take a minute, but it will happen. So, whatever. But that was pretty low down, don't you think? I mean, even for you, Miko. Shit, even for anybody, that was pretty low down for you to steal somebody's idea. I mean, of course, no, I'm not the only person who can write a book about YouTube. No, not at all. But where would you get that idea from? Did you come up with it on your own, Miko? No, you didn't. So, I mean, all I could do was really laugh about that, and then it was so funny because Lovely said, "What? You want me to write a book with you? What? Are you crazy, woman?" Wow. I That is so funny to me because Lovely just was like, "What? What?" But anyway, well, you hear Kingston crying, so I don't know what he's crying about, but he's getting on my nerves. So there you go. Go about your business. Go. Well, anyway, he just wants to whine, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this short, but I'm trying to